Hey guys, Cryssy here, and welcome to Raid Chat. What I used to do, like many years ago, was a panel on raiding, which I hosted on my other channel. But since I'm not doing that anymore, I thought I'd throw up my little Warlords of Draenor raiding panel information here that I got at BlizzCon, and I hope you enjoy. So at BlizzCon, I got to sit in on the raiding and dungeon panel, and they talked a lot about raiding and dungeons in Warlords of Draenor, since basically everything was about Warlords of Draenor at BlizzCon. So what they told us was that at launch there would be 6 new dungeons, and there would also be 1 new heroic, which is Upper Blackrock Spire. So basically they do this revamp every expansion of dungeons. They did Stratholme, Skullman, Scarlet Monastery, pretty much going for every dungeon possible from vanilla. Anyway, moving forward, basically what happened is they told us that there would be a new system where flex raiding would be the majority of the raids. Every raid up until Mythic raiding, which is the new heroic, by the way, if you didn't already know, would be flexible. So LFR is flexible, Flex is flexible, normal mode is flexible, heroic mode is flexible, and Mythic is not flexible. And they changed this because they wanted to utilize a lot of class utility instead of constantly having guilds put people on the bench, which I think is really good, because a lot of the raiding has been lacking in the last few expansions, which was why I haven't really been playing as much as I used to play. And finding a guild these days is really difficult because they have a set amount of raiders, they have few people on the bench, but they will not recruit anymore. So it's been really difficult. But with this new system, they hope to promote the raiding community and hopefully tell more guilds or get more guilds to make more rosters and incorporate that into their core, because 1 mythic raid is equal to 2 normal raids because of 10 mans and because of flex raiding. And same thing could go for 3 mythic raids, could be the same as 3 10-mans, so that you constantly have raid groups, constantly doing things, and no one sits out. So I really like that. And back to the utility, they want to start making boss fights harder, which I agree with, is like it has to be done. So what they're going for is having so many class spells like Paladin, Hand of Protection, a Mage's Spellsteal, a Priest's Mind Control, Divine Shield with Sacrifice for Paladins was a really big utility, and I really hope they bring that back because it was a huge deal in Wrath of the Lich King and in Burning Crusade. I really, really miss DSAC. And I also really hope that they have Warlocks fearing things more. They have Mage's Ice blocking after tanking something maybe, and they soak damage during fights. Hunter's kiting is a really big thing that we haven't seen in a really long time. And there are just so many more abilities I could elaborate on, but don't have enough time, so hopefully they start incorporating more of that into raiding. So for the new flex raids in LFR or in the Raid Finder tool, you will see that there's no more personal loot system unless you opt into it. So now it's a master loot, and the raid leader is the person who master loots. So this regulates loot a bit more, and it gives more players a chance to actually gain more loot. And not only will loot become master loot, but it will also scale with the amount of people you have in your raid. So more loot will drop based on how many people you have in your raid, which is really cool because usually it's about 3 pieces right now in 25 men. So who knows how many pieces will drop. Maybe if you have 10 players, 3 pieces will drop, and if you have 25 players, 7 pieces of loot will drop for people. So this is really important when promoting raid progression. I find it may cause things to become a little too easy, but at the same time, it also helps people who haven't been raiding for as long or don't have the gear to raid but are very skilled players actually have the chance to gear up and flex. So when they go into mythic raiding with their guilds, they can actually progress with them and they won't be held back. So giving loot accessibility to people in the flex environment and in the LFR environment, and the scaling with the loot and how much loot is given out, makes people with a skill have a chance to actually raid, which is very important. And yeah, that's about it. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you